guys, this is Jeremiah. I'll be going through with you on the multi-card holder tutorial. Firstly, I'll just go through on the essential items that are pre-packed for you in the packet. Okay, so here we have it's the rough leather, glue, burnishing cream, the glue applicator, the hardware. It's for installation. Later on, I'll explain. Okay, the sandpaper, 2 different grades of sandpaper, nail filer which acts as a sandpaper as well, cotton bud, cloth, needles, thread, and a lighter as well as a scissors. For the lighter and scissors, please bring them along. Okay. The lighter, we get a regular lighter, not the windproof lighter. Okay, for step 1, we are going to proceed on with burnishing. So burnishing, what do you need? You need the burnishing cream, cotton bud, and cloth. So get them ready, and after which we will start on burnishing the leather, the sides of the leather. Okay. So in this piece, in this card holder, where are we supposed to burnish? Okay, we are not going to burnish the stitching sides. Okay. So stitching sides, you can ignore the stitching sides for now, and usually we will do it at the end of the whole product when the thing is all stitched together. Okay, so now you can see that the non-stitching parts are here, the top as well as here. So basically this item is dual sides, okay, and the design of it is the same for each side. So let's say you're doing burnishing on this side, the other end as well, you're going to do the same thing. Likewise, if we're going to do here, okay, now here when you look at this second piece, everywhere it's not the non-stitching sides. Okay, why? Because we are going to attach it like this and then clamping it like so. So when we stitch, you wouldn't see the sides over here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the whole entire multi-card holder will look like this. Now, so for example, this side, where are we going to burnish? Usually I'll tell people from the curve here, slightly lower from the curve, all the way you can burnish until this curve. Likewise on the other end as well. But if you have a bit more time, you can actually do the whole entire stretch around, all around the sides here. Okay, so how are we going to burnish? Stick up the cream. Okay, now you dip the cotton bud in the cream, okay, and then just gently spread it over. Don't really need a lot, just a bit will do. Okay. Okay. For example, this I usually use my pinky instead of the cotton bud because it's easier that way. But if some of you guys don't want to dirty your hands, then you can use the cotton bud. Okay. Now here, just dab a little down. Okay, spread it evenly. Okay, now usually at this side here, okay, I will tend to dab a little on the inner part. Okay, this is to smoothen the fiber and to kind of like stick the fiber together so that when you remove and put in your cards, it wouldn't be so rough. Yeah. So here you go. Step a little from the curve to the curve here, like so. Okay, and on the top as well. Now, if you have a bit of excess here, okay, you can pick up the tissue, okay, and then you clean the edge away, like so. Okay. Now, what are you going to do with this cloth? Is that this is going to be burnishing. Okay. You're going to wrap your index finger with this cloth like so, okay, and then we're going to do burnishing. Your index finger will go into like a 45 degrees angle like so, okay, and then on this part, this leather surface, we can go up and down at the edge like this, at the sides like this. Okay. Okay, next, flip it over. Okay, you look at the rougher side of the, or rather the fiber side of the leather. Okay, you can feel for the fiber direction. Okay? So if you go down or you go up, now which one is smoother? You can feel it for yourself. For mine, it's downwards. If I go up, it's rough. Okay, so using this cloth, when I go down with the fiber direction, I'll just do like this. Just a little bit of strength will do. Don't really need a lot of strength. Okay, this is to help smoothen the area down. So once you are done, go on to the top and burnish this way. Okay. If you think it's not enough, you can dab it, redo it again, dab, 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 and then using the cloth again and press it down. Okay, so you're going to do it for here, here, the non-stitching sides, top, bottom. If you have time, do the whole thing. If not, just from curve all the way to this curve all the way to this curve. Okay, once you have done burnishing the sides that I've mentioned, okay, we will proceed on to the second and third step of the crafting. Now here, prepare your hardware. Okay, we are going to be installing to these two holes here. After which, we will be gluing down the stitching area, the stitching portion. Okay, so prepare your rough leather glue as well as the glue applicator. Now, for this, it's actually quite simple. It's those screw-on type. Okay, the screw-on starts. Okay, just unscrew them. Okay, and to install them is pretty simple. So looking at this, it has a pattern here. The pattern is always showing outwards. Okay, fit it through the hole. Okay, squeeze it through. Let's do it on the other end as well. Okay, here you go. Okay, bottom. Just add this piece in. Okay, these two pieces will go in, like so. Push it in. Can't manage to push in, don't worry. Okay, just a bit will do. Next, you use the screw here, screw it in. Usually, when this is tight, it will be just hand tightened will be good enough. Okay, you don't really need to use a Phillips screwdriver, or rather a minor screwdriver, to tighten this. Okay, just hand tighten will be good. Okay, we are done. Okay. Now, for the edges, for the sides that we're gonna glue. Okay, it will be from this hole here, the first hole, all the way down until here. Okay, likewise, same thing all throughout. Replicate on the other side as well. Now, just take your glue here. Ooze a little glue out on the rough leather. Okay, this glue is actually contact glue, so it dries pretty quickly. When it dries up, it's good for the bond, for both leathers to stick together well. Okay, so here, just dab a little like so, and we're going to spread it on these sides. Now, if let's say you have a bit of glue covering the holes, you did a mistake, you spread wrongly, you overspread it to the whole portion. What do? You take your needle, okay, that is provided for you, and poke through the hole to clear the glue. Okay, so just continue downwards all the way through. Okay, once this glue dries up, right, it will look it will be transparent in color. So something like sorry, I'll just show you later. Just let it dry a bit. Now, if let's say you have some excess glue here and it's dry up already, do take a piece of tissue and clean it, and you're good. If it gets sticky, then it's very hard to apply using this again. Okay, so just clean it away. Okay, done. So let it sit for a bit, about probably 30 seconds or so, or maybe 15 seconds, and then it will dry pretty quickly. Once it's dried up, you can go ahead and stick them together. Okay, so when sticking them together, the alignment needs to be accurate. If the alignment is off, what I mean by alignment, when you stick them together and you see one of the leather jutting out, that will probably sorry, probably you need to um, sand it down later on when I'm teaching you how to do the burnishing on the sides here. Okay, so here what we want to do is to make it seamless. Okay, very aligned like so. Okay, once it's aligned, you can press them together. Okay, press it nicely so that the air bubbles are off. Okay, there's no air bubbles in there. Do it on the other end as well. Make sure they are aligned. And then press it down. Now, if you have excess glue that is popping out from the side, you can use your index finger to erase the excess glue away. Okay? Now, once you have done erasing removing the excess glue, okay, from the sides, we'll proceed on to the fourth step, which is the stitching. So get your scissors, thread, and the needle ready. Now, for example, when we're doing stitching on this piece, how much thread is needed for each side? I would say give it 4 or 4.5, yeah, times this length. Okay, so just get it out. So this is about 1 time. Just give an estimate will do. Okay, so just uncoil it. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5. Okay, put it down. Okay, so this is just for one side. Okay, you need to do the other end as well. So get another thread, same length. Okay, now you have 2 threads now. Okay, now I'm going to show you a close-up on how to fit the needle into the thread. Okay. Okay, to fit the needle into the thread is very easy. So for the thread area, okay, I need you at the end of the thread, I need you to press the thread down, okay, so that it's easier to insert it into the needle. Okay, so now after which pull the end of the thread to about 6 to 7 cm of length, or rather 5 to 6 cm, and then when you bring this, you're going to point the pointy part of the needle upwards here, okay, and bring this end of the thread all the way to the top of the needle, to the pointy part of the needle, okay, and leave about 2 cm gap, and you will pierce through the thread like so. Oops. So you use your index finger as a support so that it's easy to pierce the thread. Okay. So here you bring it all the way up and then pierce it through the thread. Okay, now it's looking like a D shape, right? Okay, so now I'm going to make this D shape smaller. So adjusting the top, pushing it down, then adjusting the bottom. So now you have a mini D. Now here, hold the top of the needle and you hold the shortest part of the thread here, okay, and pull it through. Okay, pull it down all the way through. Here you go. So you're going to do it on the other end as well. So in one thread, okay, you have 2 needles, each needle each end. Okay. Here you go. One thread, 2 needles at each end. Now here, we're going to go on to a stitching. Okay, so where we're going to stitch, well, the glue has come out. Okay, give it a while. Okay, now how are we going to stitch this piece here? Okay, so here, hold it this way. There's a default position usually when I stitch from the left all the way to the right, so the ending will be here. Okay, the starting point will be on your left all the way down to the right. Okay, so this is the default position when you're stitching here. When you're stitching at this edge, this side here, flip it over. Same thing likewise from top all the way to down. So left to the right. Okay, now to go on, take one needle, go all the way through to the other side. Okay, poke it through. Make sure the thread is equal. Okay, now I want you to listen clearly. The needle that is facing you, okay, this needle here, go into the next hole. Okay, goes through to the next hole, you pull down. Okay, while doing that, please support the thread on the other side so that when you pull down, right, it don't go, the thread won't pull all the way through. So here you go, pull it down, swap it over to the next needle that you have not touched. Okay, here you go. Then this needle goes above the thread. Can you see? Above the thread. Okay, here is wrong. So in the front, you need to push it down and adjust it. Okay, so it needs to be above the thread. Can you see? The needle is above the thread. Needle is above the thread. Okay, pull it through. Give it a nice tuck on both sides. Okay, this is very important. Okay, same thing again. Needle that is facing you goes into the next hole, goes through the next hole, you pull down. So it goes down, the other needle should go up, meaning above the thread. Okay. So pull through, pull it tight. So just continue all the way until the end, and I will show you how to end it.
Hi guys, so we have come to the end of stitching and I'll be going through with you on how to end off the ending of the thread. So over here, this is the default position as shown earlier on, and there'll be two strings, one on your side and one on the other side of the product. So the one on your side will be the one that we'll be using first to end off. So what we will do is we will actually go back one stitch, okay, pierce it through, and it must be a clean stitch, which means that you shouldn't even pierce through the middle of any thread, and just pull it across, ensuring that the thread here are parallel to one another, using your fingernails to adjust, okay, like this. And then this string which you have just put through will be pierced through the other hole, which is the third one from the end, 1, 2, 3, this hole, okay. But at this time when you pierce through, I will need you to pierce it through the middle of the thread line, like this. Okay, can you see? Something like this, piercing through the middle of the thread line. This is because, right, when we end off, before we burn off the thread, by piercing through the thread over here, you can ensure that it tightens a lot more than not piercing through the thread, okay? So I just pull it through, and then I just pull it out like this, tighten the other side, okay. So now at this side you will see one over here on the third hole and one still on the first hole. So it will be this needle turn. Now you are going to turn back onto the second hole as shown here. But when you go through, I will need you to pierce through the middle of the thread. Okay? So something like this. Okay? So I'll pull it through. And now I have 2 strings on the same side. 2 strings on the same side. Okay? On the front side as shown here. So what we will do next is you will have a lighter with you. So this you gotta take it from home. Normal regular lighter, not the ring-proof one. I'm gonna snip it away using the scissors, not too short from the ending, and then burn it off. And because these are all wax thread, after I burn off, I'll use my finger to press it down to end off the ending of the thread. Okay, so I'll be cutting it like that. Hold it up. Something like this. Can you see? Not too low. Okay. Leave some allowance so that there'll be some thread left for you to burn off. Like this. Okay? Then take your regular lighter. Just burn it off, and then press it in. Okay, as mentioned, it's our wax thread. So when you burn off, right, the wax will melt, and press it down, and you'll have something like this at the ending. Okay, so here you go. Okay, so stitching are done. As shown over here, this is the front view, and that's the back view. And we will move on to the final step of this workshop, which is the burnishing on both sides. Okay, so burnishing involves this stuff over here. We have sandpaper, 2 different grades, the rough one, the smooth one, nail fouler, which is the most rough one, which typically we'll use it first to remove all the unevenness of the sides. And of course, we have the burnishing cream, as mentioned earlier on, and the canvas cloth to just polish it. So typically, if let's say the surface is very uneven, we will use the nail fouler over here because it's pretty rough to smoothen it out and remove any unnecessary or unevenness on the sides. So it's just my personal habit. I don't really quite like to use nail fouler. So I'll move on to the rough sandpaper first, and then using the smooth one for final touch up. So how do we do it? Okay, we will use the burnishing cream first. Open it up. I just put it here. So similarly for me, I like to use finger to apply. So just dab on the side. Okay. Then remove any excess, applying only on the side. So applying the gum, right, actually helps to tighten the fiber, the leather fiber, so that it can be very, very compressed. Okay. Okay, just do one side first. Once this one is done, you move on to the other side. So I use the cloth and just rub it, apply a little bit of pressure to push in the fiber. Okay, push in the fiber of the leather, tighten it. So as shown on the previous steps, we'll put it down flat, cover the canvas with our finger, and just tilt to 45 degrees and press it downwards on both directions. So apply the same method as well. Okay. Pick it up and just polish again. Okay. So you see it darkens, the side darkens, but you can clearly see the unevenness, and this is where we will apply the sandpaper. So because it is so uneven, right, we will use the rough one. So just rub. It can go in dual direction, not an issue, and even it out. So as you are applying this technique, you will realize that the side became of a lighter tone compared to earlier on. Okay, so you can see this very clear line over here. It simply shows that it's still uneven and it's not smoothed out yet. So just keep sanding until it becomes even and you're satisfied with the result. So this thing, right, I'll do it a little bit on a 45 degrees to remove any excess lather over here at the edge. Okay, but be careful, do not sand a thread. Do not sand a thread. Okay, if not it will fray. If you want to smoothen it, final touch up, you just use the smooth leather, the smooth sandpaper, and just rub it on. Just sand it with a smooth one. You will see that the tone change is not as drastic as using the rough one. Okay, because it is not as coarse compared to the other piece, so not a lot of leather are sanded off. Okay, so once you apply this step, you will truly see that the side became very, very smooth, super aligned. Okay, you can see, right? It's pretty smooth, super aligned. Then, similarly, got to end off with a layer of burnishing cream. Okay, so now you can see the beauty of this. Burnish.